again, Life After Basketball with Trailblazers. Here with my friend Aaron Fig Tree Fentress. We were talking about it earlier, man. Nicknames I gave him years ago. It's an inside joke, but when you're kids, when you're young, and you have so much energy, you're around each other so much. You just want to have like handshakes, or you want to have pounds, or you want to have something to laugh about all the time. And for some odd reason, Aaron, I gave you Fig Tree.
I'm glad you brought this up because I've been waiting 30 years to have this conversation.
Thanks for being here, bro. I appreciate
No problem. I love being here. So, all right, everyone gets nicknames growing up, right? And usually it comes from something you did or something you said or something you are, and then other people pick up on it. But this was literally a one-and-one nickname from this guy only because no one else understood it and no one else ever called me Fig Tree. And I never understood it either. Why? But you did explain to me one day. I was 6'2", 150. I was really skinny and I had poofy curly hair. And you one day said you called me Fig Tree. I'm like, I didn't even know what a fig tree was. He's like, well, you're skinny, like the skinny part of the tree, and then you got this poofy hair, like the blooming of the fig tree. So I'm gonna call you Fig Tree. Yeah. And I was just like, what? And no one else picked up on it. Everyone. I remember girls saying, why Terrell call you Fig Tree? I'm like, man, I don't know. He says I look like a fig tree. Girls used to literally ask me that because you'd say it. He'd say it in the hallway. We walk past each other, like, what's up, Fig Tree? And then sometimes I hear it behind me, like, what's up, Fig? You shorten it to Fig. Yeah. So it just became what you called me for like 3 or 4 years or whatever until we kind of lost touch later in college. But it wasn't something, I never got mad about it. Because it was just like, okay, this is just his thing. And it was endearing. And Terrell's a couple years younger than me. So I kind of like chalked it up like he a kid. He just, Yeah. But do you remember when I got you back with something else? Uh-oh. What? You don't remember this? So I called you Theo one day. Oh, yeah. Theo Huxtable from The Cosby Show. Because he didn't really look like Malcolm Jamal Warner, but you're kind of in that same kind of area code. And he didn't like it at all. He got mad. Like he was like mad. I'm like, wait a minute, you calling me a fig tree? I can't call you Theo? No, don't be calling me Theo. Don't be calling me no Theo. So I didn't call him Theo anymore. But anyway, that's the origination of Fig Tree. And it continued forever. Even when I called you a few years ago to talk about Chauncey. What up, Fig?
That's right.
So, hilarious.
So I'm sorry I didn't accept Theo, man. My bad.
Well, yeah, you were 15, and you were like, call me no Theo. What's wrong with you? I said, all right.
Man, I haven't heard that story in years. Man, you got me dying over
That's hilarious.
Man, Grant General, man, that was some good times.
I love Grant. As you can see, rocking this. I'm going to a Grant baseball game on Tuesday. My good friend, Bila Cruz, has a son, Hayden, he's a senior on the team. I'm going to go check out Grant. Whenever I see the blue and gray, man, it's just like, takes me back. Funny story real quick. I have a daughter who played some basketball through 9th grade. 8th grade year, she's playing for, she's playing Sunset Youth Basketball, 8th grade year. And we go to a tournament. I can't remember where it was, small town somewhere. And they're warming up, and in comes the other team, and it's Grant. It's Grant girls. And I saw them, and I saw the blue and gray, and I was like, said to my wife, I got to go for Grant. My wife was like, you can't be rooting. I go, I'm not rooting against my daughter.
No.
I'm rooting for Grant.
Yes.
And I know it sounds horrible and people might question me a little bit. And I'm not going to say I really wanted my team to lose, my daughter's team to lose. But a part of me was still like, come on, Grant. Yeah. That's how deep it runs, man. Oh, man. Love me some Generals.
That's so fun, man. Walking on those hallways, man. Yeah. Cool, man.
So much fun.
People, man, from the cafeteria downstairs to being on the heater when you first walk in. Yep. You know what I'm saying? You have seniority there. Guys up there shooting dice, and, doing hip hop and popping and all that, man. And
yep.
Just the whole experience of Grant, man. He was sweet.
Yeah.
He was younger than you. He was sweet.
It was a great school, and it was so diverse. There was so much diversity, and I had so many different friends. I had the homies, so to speak, and then I had I was friendships with the preppy kids who were mostly white, but they were preppy and they were cool. And I even had like stoner rocker friends. We'd argue in class who was better, Def Leppard or Michael Jackson, right? Yeah. And so I'd go from that to y'all to it was just that kind of school. We just so many different pockets of people. And it was just a great experience. Yeah, I loved my time at Grant, definitely.
And you was working with the Grantonians at the time?
Yeah, I worked mainly as a photographer. So yeah, we're gonna talk about. Do you remember the article I wrote about you?
Yeah, I
You
remember.
remember that? Okay, we're gonna talk about that because I got you back there a little bit too. So I did photography for Grantonian, and no one on the Grant staff really wanted to go to games and shoot pictures. But I loved photography, so I went to every single game that 85-86 season when you guys won the state championship and took all these pictures. But back then, that was back in the day, people younger than us might not remember. We had to buy the little canister of film. It was like a click, click, and then you had to develop the film and then make prints with the paper and the chemicals. And so that stuff cost money. And so if you remember, I would charge you guys $1 for an 8x10. And I took some good photos. I actually won. I got third place in the state journalism contest for high school for the picture I took of LaVon Van dunking in the state tournament.
Oh yeah.
But I took all these pictures. Of course, all the guys on the team are all vain and they want pictures of themselves, right? So they were always hounding me for pictures. And there were some that still owe me money to this day. Some of y'all out there, and compounding interest, owe me like $3 or $4 grand. Now Terrell, because his mom would buy the pictures, and she called me the picture man.
Right.
So Terrell's clean, but some of y'all, I'm coming for you still. But yeah, I took pictures for the Grantonian. As a matter of fact, when y'all made it to state, a bunch of other photographers on staff wanted to jump on the bandwagon and get the state press pass for the OSA. And Mrs. Stout said, no, I'm giving it to Erin, who wasn't officially on the staff, but I took so many pictures for all the pictures that was in the paper. So she gave me the pass. But the first article I ever wrote, first feature article I ever wrote, was on Terrell. And in the article, I referred to him as sometimes, I said, sometimes you can catch him in the hallways acting silly, which was 100% accurate. Dude was hella jokester, hella silly, always cracking, jokes, always making people laugh, always laughing with his very infectious laugh. But he read that and was mad. You called me silly in the paper. All the girls gonna see you called me silly. I'm like, dude, you're one of the silliest people I know. Still, I can't believe you put that in there. I was like, hey, I'm a true journalist. It is what it is.
That's right. And that taught me a big lesson.
Watch out for the press.
That's right.